Also, the French are a fine people. They always remember my birthday. It's great.
Jesus Christ. He even used the mustard seed as a parable to demonstrate the paramount principle of what it means to have faith.
Plus, I have this clear, very real, not at all fake GIF evidence. Shocked face, shocked face, shocked face, indeed, as you see on the side of the slide here.
Which is mustard is arrogance.
And of course, our icon, Mr. Rogers. Pure hate in Ryan's eyes.
McDonald's, McDonald's, and McDonald's. McDonald's trying to use the word fancy is just an abomination. And look at this satanic picture of someone sticking a whole French fry into a ketchup packet.
Sweetie, can you hold my small intestine, please?
And then
Wolfie can't carry the load! He can't! The guy can't act his way out of a paper bag!
You can go. That's so sweet of you, Donald.
You seem to have all your blood.
Memento mori. In nomine Patri et Filii Spiritus Sancti.
Hey Jones, I got those Magic the Gathering cards you wanted. Oh! Oh shit, that's the Kama Chupa!
Ah! He's putting blood in me!
Hello, and welcome to Head to Head, the fifth round of it, a very serious debate show about very serious topics. I'm Amanda Reed. I'll be your moderator this tense but jazzy evening. Your master debaters are Dave and Alyssa, and tonight's debate is about square tables versus round tables. Which ones are better to, sit around while having holiday dinner in honor of the holiday season? And, being completely honest with you guys, this week has been horrible. And I'm currently really upset at Tim Cook at Apple for reasons that I will keep to myself and I won't elaborate on. Anyway, Dave and Alyssa, here are the rules. You will each have 3 to 5 minutes to present your case, with your time beginning when you start speaking. After 5 minutes, I will cut you off and we will move on. Audience, after Dave and Alyssa present, we will have a short Q&A session where you can hear a bit more about their stance. Leave your questions in the Twitch comments throughout the presentation. And if I don't take your question, please don't get mad at me. I'm really trying, really. And after the Q&A portion, it will be up to you all to decide who is best in show, who had the best use of clip art and stock photos, and who had the best transitions. Keep an eye out in the Twitch comments after the presentations and for the voting form and after the Q&A. The winner of tonight's debate will move on and get infinite bragging rights. Tonight's debate is sponsored by Unhealthy Coping Mechanisms. Unhealthy Coping Mechanisms. Because we live in a hot mess country. And as we do on Head to Head, we will decide tonight's order with a coin toss. So if Alyssa and Dave, you could turn your cameras on so I can see your lovely shining faces. Hello, both of you are gorgeous, beautiful, stunning. Look at my kitchen in the background, look at your background, look at your background. Beautiful. All right, who would like heads and who would like tails? Reminder, whoever wins gets to decide if they want to go first or second. Heads or tails? Alyssa, Dave, someone say something.
Heads.
Heads? All right, Dave has
Heads.
heads. Alyssa has tails.
Start his time now.
That was heads, Dave, tails, Alyssa. Sometimes I literally forget as soon as whatever. I'm not doing very well tonight. Tails, Alyssa. Would you like to go first or second?
I would like to go first.
All right, Alyssa, you may share your screen and let's get started.
All right, so I am representing round tables, and why are round tables better than all other tables, including square tables, especially those disgusting square tables. My name's Alyssa Schmeen, by the way. I'm presenting.
Excuse me, can I say something? Or are you gonna mute my mic?
Dave, you may not. I'm muting you.
Oh, fine.
If I can mute yourself, Dave.
Will this, will my time be reset? This is important.
We may, Alyssa, we may reset your time because Dave decided to be disrespectful objectively. Thank you, Quinn. Thank you, Tech. Alyssa, you may continue.
Okay, thank you. A brief dalliance into why round tables are superior to all other tables. Aside from, you know, the obvious reasons, we have to go back to the shape, the original shape of a round table, which is a circle. A circle, the circle. Wikipedia defines a circle as a shape consisting of all points in a plane that I need to move this, that are given distance from a given point, the center. Equivalently, it is the curve traced out by a point that moves in a plane so that its distance from a given point is constant. The circle is probably the most well-known, highly renowned shape in all of history and mankind, and perhaps in the given universe and our understanding of it. It's the first shape that humans encounter in their experiential existence. What do you think the vaginal, tube is shaped like? It is a tube, thusly a circle. And even so, when you are in the womb, you are in a round sack of liquid. So that is our first experience of the circle. Not to mention that when one sees the sun or a breast, also very cyclical, if one couldn't see. It's the first shape that humans encounter in their experiential existence, and its infamy is inescapable. We are constantly bombarded by the repeated pattern of the circle everywhere we go. From the numbers, zeros, there's so many zeros in all the numbers, to letters, the O's in this slide alone, there's O's all over the place. To braille, to sun and the moon, to wheels, ring lights, smiley face emojis, it's everywhere. It is the most divine shape that has ever existed. Or so thought the ancient civilizations, and maybe the aliens. I don't know. We don't know what's out there. Was it given to us by the aliens? Who knows? All we do know is that we are constantly seeing this shape reoccur in all of mankind. Here's the moon. Here's the sun. Here is the Ouroboros, which is infinite. It's infinity. This is the symbol of infinity that people get. Like, that's why people wear wedding rings. It's a circle. The Ouroboros again in ancient Egypt. The Ouroboros in modern times. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is the better one. And look at how happy these people are to be in a circle. All right. let's move on to my first real point. The history of the Round Table. It is so ingrained in Western history, just the given fact of the table that's round. Everyone has heard of King Arthur. I don't know anyone that hasn't heard of King Arthur. And the reason that it was a round table was that there was no head of the table. There was no leader, and that every knight had equal status, which honestly, my socialist little heart goes boom every time I see the round table, because I'm like, hell yeah, equality, fuck yeah. Not to mention, it's more intimate and romantic and sexy as fuck, right? It's just a sexy shape. Now, obviously you can see to the left of your screen how sexy all of these tables really are. They are just aesthetically pleasing to all of us. And there's pragmatism in buying or owning a round table. You will look just cool. You'll look cool, you look sleek. It's a classic look. You look classy. You look beautiful. Like, look at how sexy that woman looks on that round table. You do not get to look like that sitting on a clunky ass square or rectangle table. And you have friends. You're just happier overall. You will be happier overall. Moreover, the pragmatism of using a round table for the holiday season. It is used on grand scales. The round table is a classic given. If you are getting married, you're probably going to use a round table. If you're going to be in a large banquet hall, you're probably going to be using a round table. It's classic, it's traditional, it is better for more people. It is specifically better for holiday settings. Look at that centerpiece, it's freaking gorge. It's gorge. And passing things around the table, whether that be mashed potatoes or a turkey or any other legal substances. You just would want to do that. It will make you so happy to do that. You will be laughing giddily. And then after that time's done, after you're passing everything around, you could do a seance with your family to talk to your other deceased relatives and get the answers that you deserve. You deserve them. You really do. Oh, I have to go back. Oh, no. And finally, if you have a lovely family like this one, you want to protect them from the dangers, all dangers that are lurking in the depths of your kitchen. Do you have such a problem? The corners are too sharp. They're disgusting. They're dangerous. Look at this blood. They are bloody tables. Look, they are items of death and destruction. They will wreak havoc on your family and bring you to tears. Not only are children at risk of bumping their heads, but your drunk relatives. Think about them. This is a joyous season. We all deserve to reach far beyond the alcohol BAC level. We deserve it. Not tears. Not tears. In conclusion, round tables were just meant for beauty, elegance, class, friendship, intimacy, romance. That's where it really lies, in its strengths as a circle, as a divine being and staple in holidays. Why not tether the divine with the divine? If that's what you believe. If not, then bring the goodness to the good, you know? Because that's what holidays really are. It's just about connecting with people, romantic or not. It's about connection. You don't want to look like this family. They don't trust each other. They're angry. They're suspicious, hateful. There's a hierarchy. Who gets to be at the head of the table? Who's the patriarch of this design? We deserve better. Everyone deserves better. get yourself a round table this holiday season.
Beautiful, beautiful. Points were made. Points were very, very much made. Dave, that's going to be a tough act to follow. And for those watching at home, we did experience some technical difficulties last night, or not last night, right now. So, Dave will be presenting his presentation in a very unique way that we've never seen at Head to Head. Dave, you may begin.
Well, first off, I'd like to quote a philosopher. Yes, it is, everyone. It is absolutely Huey Lewis, hand to forehead, hip to be square. Alyssa, now you're head to head with Dave McCabe. Oh my gosh, you caught me, folks. You caught me in my wall of storyboards. Shockingly enough, these have a beginning, a middle, and an end. And also shocking, there are 4 perfect corners on every perfect story. Nice try, Alyssa. Square tables, the passion and the power. The truth is really in the angles. They're not obtuse, they're not wrong angles, they're right angles. They're right. So when you're at a square table, you get to be right 4 times. Even if you go left, you run into something that's right. And who doesn't want to be right sometimes, huh? 90 degrees. That's what a right angle is, 90 degrees. It's the perfect temperature. A square table is perfect. 4 times. 4 times are perfect. When do you get that in life? Never, never, ever. Square tables mean family. I saw that round table thing, all that lovey-dovey sort of thing, but the truth is, you need hierarchy. There has to be a head of the table. Without the head of the table, who gets the turkey first? Like it's chaos. It doesn't work. It's organization. It's a seating order. And if you're in a family, I'll bet you when you go to grandma's house or whoever's house you go to, you're sitting in the same chairs. And then whenever somebody passes, you miss them because you leave that chair empty. That's what family's all about. And that's what square tables are all about. Statements can be made by all members of the household. Oh, what was this? What was this? This actually was a movie inside of my slideshow. What did that movie show? Cat knocking over the bin of pencils. Because the cat matters. The cat should have its own Thanksgiving dish, their own holiday dish. But no, it doesn't really happen that way all the time. And speaking of my opponent, worthy or not, bringing up the round table, well, here they are. Knights of the Round Table. We almost had the same picture, by the way. But how did it turn out for these poor fellows? Treachery, backstabbing, disloyalty. And they did it all while they were looking at each other's faces in the eye. You don't need that with a square table. You know that you're at that square table and you have to make an effort to look over there. Hideous, hideous. There's things you need to know. And by the way, safety girl, when you round off the corners, it might as well be a round table. You know, there's a reason they make protectors for the children to go around them so they don't bop their heads off of it. As soon as it's a rounded corner, nothing. And bad things else happen on round tables too. Aliens come out of John Hurt, her stomach, during the Aliens movie. That was a round table. Did anybody else not see that? Dr. Strangelove, round table. Peter Sellers had to be 3 people in that movie. And then square tables can be used as round tables for people who want to misuse them. For work, my other job, fixing the world, I was in a Wahlburgers. And they had this giant photo. I'm like, oh my God, this couldn't have happened at a better time. We all know that Mark Wahlberg is this tall and he has a little peanut head. Well, here it is. Here's the picture. Look how big Mark Wahlberg's head is compared to his brothers. What is going on here? Round tables lie to you, people. Lie to you. Look how big Mark Wahlberg looks like it. Sure, he's got big arms, but he's 4'7". Ugh. This has been kind of a hard week for everybody, hasn't it? Here's what I can tell you. Just to straighten stuff out, even the Oval Office has a square table. That's where the power is, people. And honestly, round tables just don't work ergonomically or economically. Look at this. This is one of those family feast type dinners. Efficiently wise, you don't have to make one table. You have to make two tables. So what in the world goes on whenever there's a lazy Susan that's required to make a round table functional? So you need two to make it work. And what if you got a big beer gut? What if you're pregnant or otherwise can't get close to the table? You're gonna starve because you can't reach it. This poor person's gonna starve. Another thing, square tables provide, I believe my friend Wilt Farrell said, strategery. Square tables provide strategery. There's gonna be a head of the table. You can work your way around it. As Thanksgivings go on, as you have kids and you have other people in your life, that seating chart changes. It's the way of the world. You can stay stagnant, knowing no one's in charge on a round table, or you can pick a seat. Lastly, I want to talk about knees. On a round table, everybody's both knees have to touch. At least in a square table, you can, scoot over and you can decide whether you jump into the table first. And hey, I didn't shave my legs so I can get next to this goofball in the side corner. I don't even like my cousins. I never see them anymore. Heck, I don't see anybody. So in conclusion, round tables, seriously? Thank you. Thank you.
Wow, Dave, what an impassioned presentation. Audience, it's time to answer your questions. Let me hop over to the chat.
Bring it on. I'm glad the earth is round, but if the earth was flat, we'd all fall off it. Cheers to the round earth. Boo to the round table.
Thank you to whomever said that I look like a Dr. Seuss character in all the best ways. Yes, I am one. I'm scrolling. This appears this is for both of the presenters. Probably more so towards Alyssa. Is your heart also a circle?
Yes, for sure. And the reason is that personally I am very close. I don't see that knees touching each other should be a problem. I did mention intimacy and romance, and part of establishing intimacy and romance is through touch. And most people shouldn't mind having touched another person. However, there are, people who have been raised differently than myself, and they believe in the hierarchy because that's how they were raised, and they believe that, the patriarchy is going to help them, and the hierarchy is going to help them, and that intimacy and touch will hurt them or take something away from them in some way. I do not believe that. Therefore, my heart is definitely round.
Dave, do you have anything do you have a response?
You can't back my heart into a corner. Some things are protected. Some things need corners. Some things can't open up. Go ahead. Touch my knee. See what happens.
Moving on, a question for both presenters. What type of tables do cats prefer and why?
Do you want to start with this one, Dave?
Oh, yeah, I do. Round tables. Thank you so much. You're a worthy competitor. Round tables. Because sometimes you can put a little ball in a channel around a round table, and they can have a blast. Cats need to be trained into a more communal situation, to whereas if they have another buddy cat, they can pass the ball to it. Perfect for felines, troublesome for people.
So what you're saying is you're arguing for round tables for cats.
For a cat. Yes, ma'am. That is correct.
But not for people.
No, God, no.
Okay, got it.
Well, I also believe that round tables, because it is my topic, are better for cats. A lot of round tables have pedestals, are held up by a pedestal. There's a little small cubby space underneath that, and cats just love, you know, small spaces, and they love to crawl in and out and crawl in and out and crawl in and out and hide. And those little legs from a pedestal table, they can rub their little faces up against it, and they love knees. Cats love knees, and the more knees around a round table, the more coverage the cat gets, and they'll just like smack into every knee, here, there, other knee, there, knee, ankles, calves. It's a cat playground.
To follow up on this question, what tables do dogs prefer?
I feel dogs prefer square tables because they like that hierarchy. You know, they know exactly that the owner there is at the head of the table, and they're just happy to be right next to it and easy to get to the scraps without having to turn. You can just drop a scrap off the side of the table and give it to your fur buddy.
Alyssa, your response?
Well, my mom has owned both square tables and round tables. She's currently a round table person. And I got to see the transition through the eyes of her dog. And her dog likes the round table more so than the square table because of the same reason that the cats like it. They love that little space underneath the table. They love the fact that you can fit a lot of people around it, and you can touch all of the knees. You can jump on it without having to worry about corners. It's safer for a dog, and the bigger the dog is, the more safe the dog is from those corners. I cannot stress how dangerous corners really, truly are to both animals and humans.
Perfect. Wonderful. Thank you for your response. What's the best material for making tables? I think this is a very bipartisan question. You know, it doesn't touch on the topic of round or square, but rather material. So I would be interested to hear your thoughts. Both of you.
Well, the fun thing about round tables is you can use a lot of different substances. Wood or marble or pretty much any kind of substance that you would want to use. I personally really enjoy watching those videos where they have a round stump, and they fill it up with resin, and they take whatever is remaining from the stump, the wood, and they sand it down, and then they polish it up, and then they lacquer it. It just looks gorgeous. You can't do that with a square table. You can't get a square stump. I think that that's probably the best substance is natural wood, real wood. My favorite is cherry. Just a very nice finish.
I also love cherry wood, although I'm kind of a sucker for a good oak. Dave, what is your favorite material to make tables out of?
Stainless steel. Man, stainless steel is so cold and smooth, and I don't even mind a round stainless steel table as long as it's stainless steel. My God, you get all those natural scratches in there, and whenever it's clean as a whistle, dang, stainless steel.
Stainless steel. All right. We have another bipartisan question. Thoughts on tablecloths? King HSKAC, King HSAC says, I need more understanding of the tablecloth situation.
Doilies forever.
All right.
Just wants to know why, right?
King HSCAC, if you could elaborate in the comments, that would be grateful. That would be very much appreciated. I can only read minds so often. Gonna give him a little bit.
I'll go ahead and. Oh, do you respond?
You know what? He didn't, and that's okay. He's probably scrolling, looking at the election results. I'm gonna say, why? Do you support tablecloths on tables, and why?
Well, round tables, a lot of round tables in use tablecloths. I believe that, they serve a purpose, if you're trying to set the mood, right? For Halloween, I had a tablecloth that was spider webby. It was really nice. Guess what? I could get another tablecloth for Thanksgiving. I could get another tablecloth for, January, just being cold and blue and snowflakey. I could get and set the mood through a tablecloth. I think that's a wonderful thing. It's it's nice. And then you don't have to wipe down your table. You can just pop that baby in the washer. So much easier.
Got it. Dave, your response on tablecloths? I would be interested to know what you want to hear, since you were talking about stainless steel tables earlier.
Oh, absolutely. Because sometimes if you need to cover up or protect, it's pretty awesome. But it may surprise some of you. I'm a doily guy. Oh my God, my grandmother was a doily person. You can put a candlestick on there and a doily. You can have a doily covering the whole table and it bumps. And when you're old and you spill your pills, the pills get caught in the doily stuff, so they're not on the floor and your cat doesn't eat them. And then it's just pretty. Who doesn't like a little bit of lace now and then?
Practical.
Doilies.
Practical. I see. Huge announcement, everyone. It appears the real Mark Wahlberg has entered this show. Crazy.
Really? Can you keyboard?
Mark wanted to know if you are Dave. Mark, if you are watching, that is Dave. Mark says, I'm making a list. Dave, you might want to sleep with one eye open. Anyway, I think we have, and you all have heard enough to make an informed decision.
Can I just say one thing, though, real quick?
Oh, yes.
Mark Wahlberg is a legend, and I am personally offended on his behalf that you said that the round table made him look bigger. I think that he always looks bigger because he's not 4'11".
I see.
The
Anyway, we can fight about this as the audience is voting. There it is. Now you both can argue. Mark Wahlberg says, I don't even know where you people live, but I played a detective in The Departed, and I absorbed some of those skills.
Sweet again. Oh,
Dying.
you can't have it yet. Come and bring it, Wahlberg.
Well, aren't we supposed to be fighting each other and not Mark Wahlberg?
I'm sorry, I thought he was coming to get me.
Oh.
Well, let's put it this way. Square tables is the way to go. There's things fall off of a square table, and they're gone. Just as if the flat Earth was flat, that whatever falls off would be gone. A round table seems to go forever, and everybody gets that hero complex, and they want to save whatever's falling off the table. I don't know.
But
squares
don't have the representation in society. They don't have constant repeated pattern in society. You don't see a divine square anywhere. You see a divine circle.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry, go ahead.
You can go ahead now,
The
sir.
grid traffic. If you're in a helicopter, you see everything's a square. Everything's a square. That's the divineness, man-made or not.
I wouldn't know how to respond to that, but if I don't have an opinion on that part of it, but circles are divine. You can't disagree with that. roundness is inherently also divine.
Mm-hmm.
So wouldn't a round table also be divine? By
I know,
design.
but speaking as a semi-functional word, I kind of like the fact that I don't really have to see the person to my right or my left, depending on if I'm on a corner. It's not a bad thing for me. To me, that person really kind of doesn't exist to make an effort.
But sitting at a corner, you could impale yourself while sitting at a corner.
We have some questions for me in the chat. Amanda, can we opt to vote by mail? Unfortunately, just for tonight's purposes, it is walk-in voting, online voting. I forgot my secrecy envelope. Can I vote provisionally? Yes, Mark Wahlberg. Just give me $300 and I can make sure that your vote is counted. Let me see.
Vote square. Vote square. It's hip to be square. Huey Lewis.
Excuse me,
can't
James.
be wrong.
You may not. You have already pled your case. I appreciate your enthusiasm. However, I do not. You've made your points, and I don't want any additional, vote for me comments to sway the audience.
I understand. Well, since you're banishing me, you could only banish me to a corner, which only exists in a square.
Cool. Mark Wahlberg says that he votes wherever he wants. Whenever I want. Okay, lady, I don't know. The check is in the mail. That's beautiful. I'm glad that you used your movie experience to find my address, which is kind of beautiful. Okay, let me see. It appears that we have the votes. They are in. Dave, what did I say? Stop it, the votes are in. One more chastise and you will be disqualified. I'm waving a finger at you. Everyone play a round of applause in their head because it's time to announce the winners. For the best use of clip art / stock photos, congratulations, Alyssa. You are our winner.
Heck yes.
Congratulations. For best use of transitions, congratulations, Alyssa. You are also the winner. Go you. And finally, the very last thing, best in show, aka the best presentation of tonight, formed by an audience vote. I liked how the lights did that thing as soon as Dave. I liked how the lights flickered in the way it was like a light cue. Anyway, and the winner of tonight's head-to-head competition is Alyssa. Yay! Oh, and look! When the lights went off, they started flickering. Incredible.
It was incredible. This is an incredible moment.
Oh, how do you feel, Alyssa, after literally sweeping the entire competition tonight?
Honestly,
man,
Dave, please stop it.
It feels good. It feels really good. I think that we've turned a point and we're just going around it now. And we are getting to a point where we want equality, we want intimacy, we want real relationships with people. And how do we get that? Through roundtables.
Dave, how do you feel? You just lost horribly. You were a little loud, a little disruptive,
Humble in victory, humble in defeat. The better opponent won. I concede.
And
Thank
it's
you.
just like the election because people are conceding left and right. I'm sorry I used that word, everyone. It's just a parallel. Anyway, thank you all so much for tuning in to Head to Head. Alyssa, Dave, thank you both so much for preparing these presentations, offering your time, convincing us all through the honored tradition of debate. Make sure to tune in for the rest of the shows this weekend and next weekend and the entire month of December and into next year. And we will see you all next time on Head to Head. Bye, everybody.
My pleasure, everybody. See you
Thanks,
soon.
guys.
You